All right, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to more Black Desert. My name is John, and today I wanted to answer a question that I've actually been getting a lot, and the answer is Blackstar versus the Godr-Ayed, and which one should you get? So ultimately, I have a few things I wanted to talk about. First of all, it depends on the price on whatever server you're playing on, so just keep that in mind. But let's go into a little bit more detail and let's figure this out. So first of all, let's understand how AP brackets and everything work. So for all of you veteran players, this is probably going to be common sense, but for a lot of people, surprisingly, they never even knew this existed. So first of all, how do we know what our AP brackets are? So if we hover over the question mark over here, you'll see the bonus stats, and when people say bracket AP, you see the number like 318 plus 203. That's the bracket bonus. So what I'm going to pull up real quick is a screenshot for like the AP brackets. So basically what you're seeing is the number on the left is the number you're seeing like right over here, right? So like mine is like 318 to 320, right, for example, right? And when you see that one, when I'm in the bracket, that's plus 203. So the number on the left is your sheet AP, and the number on the right is the bonus AP you get from like the bracket you're in. So understanding that, it'll probably give you an idea of what your goals are. Like if you're going for a Godr-Ayed, you're getting it because it puts you up into a new AP bracket, essentially giving you more stats until you can get your pen Blackstar. So keep that in mind. We're going to be using that as a reference. I'll keep this on the screen for a little bit. And so let me explain how AP on weapons work as an example. So when you see 131 through 137, basically what you do is take the middle number from that. So like it would be 134 for me. So basically if you look at this, 318, and if I remove it, it's 184. So basically that is a 134, and that's how much AP I get. And it's always worked like this. It's just I wish they would give a straight number, but it is what it is. You just take the average of those, and that's how you get it. So it doesn't matter what weapon, you just know how to get the number, right? So let's talk about weapons. It doesn't really matter which one because they're all the same stats essentially, but for the sake of testing it, let's look at this one. So a lot of people, as a general baseline, are going to be getting a Tet Blackstar. So you take this 122 to 128, and I think that's like 125 or something. And keep that in mind. This number, does it put you into one of these? Which bracket does this put you in, essentially? And the reason for getting Godr-Ayed is when you see these, it essentially gives you a few more AP per level, and it's like your slow progression all the way towards pen. And the question you should be asking yourself is, does the AP you get from going up to like Tri and Tet, is it worth it to do that and put you up into a new bracket versus just straight up buying a pen? Versus is 50 billion silver or whatever it costs, is that more AP than it would cost you to get your next upgrade in terms of like accessories or anywhere else? So if the answer is you can get the equivalent of, let me see, 120. Okay, so like I guess the base Godr-Ayed is the equivalent of a Tet Blackstar, and then going to Tet is, let's just say max 55 billion just to make the number easy. Is 6 AP worth 55 billion silver? And if the answer is yes, then it's probably better to do that. So anyway, by the time you're thinking about getting the Godr or Blackstar, I would say you're probably within like maybe the 250 to 260 AP range. And even if you're under that, like 240, it doesn't matter. It's like, I just have a general idea. When Blackstars came out for me, I was already in like 270 and up, so it didn't really affect me as much, and I just kind of got it. But yeah, usually I would say the average person who asks me this question, which one is better to get, is probably within the 250 to 270 range as well, and you're probably thinking of converting. So depending on the price, you want to actually calculate this, because 50 billion silver is actually a big chunk of silver. And just know that if you are making it yourself, it's probably a little bit more difficult, because the way enhancing it works is it takes half the cronstones as a Blackstar, but it also has a lower percentage rate, which I actually don't remember, but I have some videos of me doing it myself. Whereas going from this is like a higher percentage from Blackstar, but it also takes more cronstones. So in my eyes, I think that just going for Blackstar clicks from Tet to Pen is overall cheaper. That's just my opinion, but it also depends on like what stack you're using and all that stuff as well. So I would say, in my opinion, if you are straight up just buying it, let's say you can buy this at minimum price at like 49 billion, I think that's a good deal. Just know you're going to lose some silver when you're reselling it back once you already get your pen, but at that point it's like whatever. By the time you're getting pen Blackstars and everything, you're probably doing fine. You can grind high-end areas, and 50 billion is just, I don't know, however many hours it takes you to grind it. But yeah, so here's what I would recommend doing if you are enhancing it yourself. Assuming you are at base, going up to try is generally fine, because it'll give like an extra, let's see, 4 AP from base to here. So every 4 AP, looking at that sheet, puts you up into a new AP bracket. And going from here is, I believe, 6 total. So generally, the way you want to do it is put yourself up into one new bracket higher, and then it's generally good to go. So whether that's a try or a tet, as long as you're getting yourself up into a new bracket, getting that AP, it's all good until you can get the pen. So it's a little bit different when we talk about items like our Awakening sub-weapon, or not sub-weapon, Awakening Blackstar weapon, because here's the difference. When you look at this from Tet to Pen, it's 0 accuracy versus 12 accuracy at Pen. Whereas when you look at the Godr-Ayed, for example, it gives you 1, 3, 6, and then 12 at the same time, which ultimately it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you are PvPing, 12 accuracy is pretty good. So if you're going for the main hand, you could probably stop at like try or tet, depending on which one gets you up into the new bracket. And then when it comes to the Awakening weapon, you could probably get it to tet and still be fine, just because the accuracy is pretty nice. It also depends where you grind at. Like if you are a PvPer as well, and you have like a C, I don't know, 14 plus, I don't know, Dandelion, it might be the same thing, and you might want to just save it. If you are strictly PvPing, a Dandy might actually just be better cap rest all the way. But if you are doing a lot of PvEing, I guess it depends on where you're grinding, but sometimes the accuracy might be nice. So same thing, works essentially the same. Put yourself up into a new bracket, and when it comes to the offhand, there's a lot of different choices like Kudum, Nuver, the Blackstar. The difference between a Blackstar offhand versus a Kudum is you're at pen level, you're trading off about 2 accuracy for some extra monster damage. Is it worth it? It's very minimal, but I mean, if you're trying to min-max for like PvE, the Blackstar, it has a slight edge. But if you're doing it for PvP as well, I think the accuracy is a little bit more important, because players are not monsters. So yeah, so if you're PvPing, you probably don't care so much for the Blackstar offhand, but ultimately the difference is so minimal that it doesn't really matter. If you have one, we'll just use it. Otherwise, just like maneuver it up and whatever else. So yeah, that's mostly what I wanted to talk about. Like, we talked about how to understand AP brackets, which is on screen. You guys can see that as well. How to calculate averages for your weapon. So what you would do is take your AP and then just remove it, and you see what number it goes down by, and then you just like your AP minus the Blackstar AP, and you figure that the average out. So basically, you just look at the number, take the average of 131, 137, it's 134, and then just do all that, figure out what will it take to get you up into the next AP bracket. And just keep in mind, if you are self-enhancing it, going from try to tet is a little scuffed, actually. So just don't know if I would really recommend it, but if you can buy it at tet at minimum price, it's a pretty good deal. So just know you're probably going to lose some silver selling it back once you get pen, but it's not really a big deal. But anyway, hope that answered. Is it worth it? If it puts you up into a new bracket, yeah, it's worth it. But yeah, these are just kind of like end game things, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I'm happy to point you in the right direction. As usual, I would always go for the main hand weapon first because it gives you a lot of accuracy, followed by your awakening, and then the offhand is always optional. So yeah, hope that helped. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Peace.